In our interview, I spoke to the president of the Farm and Infrastructure Foundation, Professor Bolagade Ayola. Professor Ayola, thank you for joining me on Dateline.
My pleasure.
Now, one of the essential objectives of the Buhari administration is the promotion of agriculture. Essentially, the desire is to upgrade agriculture to the level of a full-fledged business. Now, this, I believe, is the thrust of the 4-year document that you've put together called the Green Alternative. Share with me the differences between this particular document and other policies of government in agriculture in the past.
Thank you very much. A policy document for another administration has a number of desirable features that could make it distinct from the ones before it and even the ones that may come after it. Some of these features include principally the democratic nature of such a document. A good policy document should be democratic in the first instance. This pertains to the aspects of the need for people, beneficiaries of this policy, to participate. So it should be participative. It should be transparent both in the design and implementation. And also it should follow due process, especially within the context of the Nigerian Constitution as to the role assigned to that sector. Some of these features of democratic content appears in the current effort that we have on ground. The Green Alternative features some of these elements even though they were not concluded. The process nature did not finish before implementation started. But unlike the past policies, it consciously adopted a democratic principle in formulating, in bringing it about before implementation.
Prof, give me a practical example of some of these ingredients of democratic process you're talking about.
Okay, I talk of participation. By agricultural policy, we mean public agricultural policy, meaning that it's for the interest of the public. And it is within the context of democratic agricultural economy that such a policy can emerge. Policy that people will buy into. Policy that derive from substantial inputs from the people themselves that will serve as policy beneficiaries. It will not be one-sided, like just coming from the thoughts and whims and caprices of policy authorities alone. All and sundry should participate. That is one major ingredient. Another ingredient is that in the implementation process, it should be transparent. It should be predictable. People should also participate in it. So some of these features make a document participatory and democratic. Is very, very key. Also is that the policy document should be professional. When you look inside it, you should see issues that border on principles. You should see issues about the philosophy behind the policy, the ideology that the policy itself is helping to manifest on the part of the governance itself. So all these features are very important. Also, a policy document should be credible and consistent, internally and externally. Internally, because we don't want to see one portion of it working at variance with another portion in terms of how it is instrumentalized, and externally because we want to be sure that what the policy is saying government will do in the area of agriculture will be consistent with what the same government is saying is going to do in the area of trade, in the area of processing, in the area of marketing, in other ministries. So that is consistency, and it should be stable over time, meaning that there is a lifespan within which that policy is expected to materialize. And when that lifespan is approaching, you should again take off to review it and make it continuous, unlike what we see in most cases where there be gaps in the implementation phases. Some state governments or even federal government will abandon a policy before it expires. And where they didn't even abandon, where another government comes, it does not take off where they stopped, and so on and so forth. So all these are features that are desirable for a policy.